So this here is our son Hathaway's magical forest. Last year it had a bunch of sunflowers, and he saw the sunflowers as trees because he's so short and they're so tall. He saw them as trees. And then of course at the end of the year they died and fell over, and he was very upset and said he wanted his magical forest back. So we began to plant trees in here. And what we have in here are some inkberry bushes. We've got a whole bunch of daylilies. We've got some awesome fruit trees like pawpaw. We have several pawpaw. We have the sweet bay magnolia here, which is semi-evergreen in this space. More daylilies. And a ton of different flowers that, you know, some of them are spring flowers. They've disappeared already. We also have some wildflowers. It's right by our driveway here. We've got some yarrow here. Awesome medicine, powerful medicine. Columbine. We've got here, we've got a red buckeye tree growing. And all these trees are going to get big. Got some red bud. All these trees are going to get big, and so it really will become a forest. And then over in this space, which used to be our vegetable garden, we've made his magical garden. So he loves this space. Every day he goes and walks through it, looking at everything. There's a donkey skull. And so we come up here, we've got some hardy kiwi vine growing here, up on this trellis. And they need male and female, so we got a male and female. Over here, we have hops. This is our hop vine, and that'll be flowering soon. Here we have some raspberries. This is going to undergo some transformation here this fall. We're going to be planting some fruit trees. And then here we enter into the magical garden. It has things like artemisia, which is a really strong smelling plant, lavenders, goldenrod, some full asters, and of course his favorite fruit of all time, which are blueberries. He's got about 12 blueberry bushes in here. We've got some rhubarb, roses, and a lot of these plants are very aromatic. Oh, and of course his echinacea. They're not blooming yet, but he just requests echinacea all over the place. So we've got yellow echinacea, we got pink echinacea, we got all kinds of different echinacea in here. And then these are strawberries.
And he could tell you mostly everything that's in here.
There's some sedum, beautiful. Oh, there's a flowering echinacea right here. The first one I've seen. So he'll be happy when he sees that. There's an echinacea. This is medicinal. As anyone that works even a little bit with herbal medicine knows that. And there's a caballo. And this is an elderberry shrub. We'll have to back up to get a better view of it. But this elderberry shrub is another one that just appeared. And it actually was at the gate of our first vegetable garden here. And at that time it was just like a little stick. A little stick with some leaves on it. It wasn't even flowering that year. And we left it, and it's become a beautiful, magnificent elderberry shrub here. Almost a tree, really. Another caballo. In here, there's lots of lilies, fragrant, beautiful. And these are all blueberry bushes. This is his bridge, which he absolutely loves. These little pieces of locust across the little dip here. He calls it his river. And there's some seats there. We've got lots of raspberries in there. A wishing well. And then parsnips grow everywhere. Different flowers, lilies, more blueberries. This is the future outdoor kitchen. We'll have a pizza oven and grill and a roof. And it'll be another great space to be outside. Here In this house, which if you look at the videos from last year, we had white pigeons in here. And now, because the pigeons were really too big for the space, now we have quail. And the quail are looking after all these little guinea chicks. See the big quail?
Guinea.
Guineas. They're all different color ones. And we discovered that the quail are quite maternal in their behavior, so they're looking after them. And here's some more of the magical garden. We got horseradish here. You know, that's a powerful plant. We make a lot of good medicine with it, use it spiritually. We've got sweet Annie right there. That just comes up wild everywhere. We've got trumpet vine growing up that trellis there. And over here we have some hibiscus. The hibiscus are slow to get up in the spring. They do not wake up early in the spring. And they're not even yet flowering, but when they do, that's a great tea. There's another hibiscus over there. This is catmint everywhere here. Lamb's ears, which we're allowing to flower. A lot of people chop the flowers off, but we allow them to flower. Coming down here, at the lower level here, we have a lot of medicinal plants here. We have here, and these ones we just planted this year, so they're still very small. That's feverfew, and there's some tropical sage around them, which of course won't survive the winter. And then this is called pepicha. Again, this is not going to survive the winter, but that's like a cilantro flavored plant. And then this one here, this is in year 2 of it. This is skullcap. You see, it has a great name. Powerful pain-killing medicine. Here is a variegated basil here, which again, that won't survive the winter. We're just going to use it and harvest it. There's a beautiful lily, and behind it, the roses. Here we have a juga ground cover, and in there's an echinacea and some lilies right there. So this is his magical garden. You got a better view of that elderberry shrub right there. It's just the crown of the garden. And then it comes down here. This is the pathway. And we're going to come up through here to a garden that's been a great success over here. Been a great success. This garden here has a lot more medicine in it. It's got osha root, it's got hyssop, it's got echinacea, some white echinacea that's blooming right now. I'm just going to walk through here. Let's take a look at this white echinacea. There's a white echinacea, a great Santolina. There's some rue right here, just flowering yellow right now. Under here, under this tree over here, we're going to slowly go over here. In growing with some yarrow is some prickly pear cactus. And it seems to like this space. I'm going to turn around here and we're going to take a look at the rain garden. It extends all the way from the corner of the house here with the penstemon that's blooming right now. Comes through here, we've got Amsonia, 2 different cultivars. We've got Virginia snakeroot. We've got echinacea. We've got a rudbeckia. We've got a joe pie, or ave camino. We got some coreopsis, which is blooming. Those spiky ones are horsetail. And then here we have stinging nettle. A really great, powerful food and also medicine. There's some irises down there. There's some liatris and there's some lobelia. I'm walking down here, take a closer look here.
Remember how it was last year? Small.
Well, the plants were much smaller because a lot of them were in their first year. So this is them in their second year. Over here we have some monarda. But this Joe Pye has really, this this guy's really becoming more and more beautiful every
That's
year.
your Abre Camino right there.
Here's a witch hazel, which is doing well, and there's some volunteer evening primrose there. And then if we come over here, we see the penstemon, which the insects, the bees, all the pollinators are just loving this. Just loving this. And then over here, you can see, I'm not going to get too close because I don't want to scare them away. The butterflies are all over the lavender there. And there's some agastache, there's some anemones, there's oak leaf hydrangea, there's some mint in there, there's some lemon balm in there, some viburnum, there's some nodding onion, there's all different kinds of things in here. So this is just a beautiful, amazing garden. And then on the other side of the rain garden, you can see a little bit of its shape. It's like a big giant bowl, and the water runs off the driveway, comes across the front of the house, and then it winds up in here. And this just absorbs all that moisture. So instead of running off down the hill, it's getting captured by this rain garden, soaking down and protecting our water table. Over here, you can see there's a nice border of agastache, and then there's another great medicinal plant here, which is the marshmallow. That is its name, it's marshmallow. Actually, the original marshmallows were made from it, but it's a very soothing herb, a soothing, cooling, moistening herb. Here we are on the other side of the front of the house. This is a native fringe tree. And then beyond them, we have some milkweed here, some butterfly bush, butterfly weed. There's two different cultivars of that. And then here it has caution tape around it because we had to protect them from Hatway running on top of them. These are Indian pinks, Spigelia marylandica, and they're a beautiful native plant. Here's
Second year.
a second year witch hazel, growing really beautifully. These are New Jersey tea shrub. They make a really nice tea, and we use them in our herbal decoctions that we make. This is pineapple mint in with the New Jersey tea shrubs. There's phlox that will be blooming in a little while. This is just very densely planted in here. There's some hostas peeping up in there. There's a bunch of sages and a bunch of other mint. So this is all mint. There's even a sweet Annie volunteer right there. And one of the reasons we have the mint right next to the house is mint deters mice and other things that might be attracted to the house. So we have that here. We have hostas there. There's actually some seeds must have fallen from the Teutonia plant. There's some Mahonia, which is another strong medicinal plant. Very similar to the golden seal, and the interesting thing about it, its roots are yellow. Vibrant yellow, and it's just different hostas. There's a lot of different plants tucked in there.